I was raid lead in a guild with some of my really, really great friends. Some of them are across the street. And we actually were serious enough that we took applications. And so we got a group that you were a part of.
So I was in another guild for 2 years before we applied to Incarnity in our guild. And it was basically like a job interview, you know, how to describe everything.
We had a script.
Yeah.
Like seriously, we had a script. And I remember her mic was broken for the voice interview. You got on vent and you would type your responses.
I had to, yeah.
And the other two guys would talk back. So we didn't know she was a chick. Not that it mattered.
Until I logged in for the first time to show up to our first raid. So I fly into the Badlands and I'm at the group and I hit push to talk on vent for the first time. I'm like, hey everybody. And you said, who invited the 12-year-old boy?
Pick up lines for the ages there.
Pro tip, don't say that to a girl who is clearly a girl, but anyway. And then after that, people, you know, I went through on the guild forums, and everyone was posting their pictures of what they look like.
Oh yeah.
And your picture, the very first picture I saw of him.
Sorry.
Very first picture I saw of him, he's on a car, a very old car.
79 Toyota Corolla.
79 Toyota Corolla that is
classic.
That I got for free off of Craigslist.
that is currently being rebuilt, and he's lifting up his shirt and spraying his nipple with WD-40, and he is on like boxers.
Take notes, gentlemen.
This
Embarrassing
was the
photos
first-
and derogatory sexist comments.
And so for a very long time, that's all I knew of him. That was like the only photo you had posted for years.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew you.
At what stage did this turn from like a...
Friendly to a little more than friendly.
It took a very long time.
Took a very long time. I actually quit WoW and then came back before we ever had it that way. I found out he had broken up with his girlfriend for about a month. Yeah. And I was going through some pretty tough times in the relationship I was in. And we had pretty much broken up at that point. And I would always log on to make sure he was doing okay, because they had been together for so long.
It's like five something years.
5-something years. So I'd log on and I'd just be questing leveling up a new character during the expansion and ask him, you know, was everything all right? You know, are you guys talking, whatever. During those conversations, you started getting a little bit more flirty. I guess I started reciprocating, and that was the time. And I knew once you gave me your phone number, I was like, yeah, there's something here.
I distinctly remember, I graduated college and I was at work, software company. And I was talking with one of my friends and I said, hey, I think I'm going to ask her if she'd fly up here. Because I was DC, Northern Virginia. And she was in Florida.
South Florida.
So yeah, this I will never forget this moment. She flew to DCA, National Airport, right in DC, right outside, whatever. And she had a local carrier, Metro PCS, for Florida.
Yes, and so my phone didn't work outside of this certain number of states. So he had to like pace the baggage claim area to see when I arrived. And I remember walking out of, you know, the arrivals tunnel where you go into the baggage claim area. And I'm kind of just walking around by myself, you know, waiting. And I saw the back of your head first. And I just kind of recognized you. I'm not really sure, I guess I'm your hair color, your haircut. Yeah. And I saw the back of your head and I was like, oh, that's him. And I tried to like match your gait and catch up to you as I was following you, because he's just pacing back and forth. So I try to catch up to him, but he turns around first and sees me.
And I'm not making this up. It felt like I was hit by lightning. That like instant recognition, and it was just like, oh, yeah. Holy crap,
Someone
this is real.
Talking to for years.
Yeah.
Years. Probably 4 years.
We raided together for 2 years, and then I was off for like a year, and then yeah.
But just boom, it was just like that. I've never felt anything like that.
Knowing that you're talking to somebody saying that we met playing a fucking video game. Like, what's it like talking to people who don't even have context to it?
It comes up a lot. And,
yes.
And over 7 years, the reaction has drastically shifted.
At the time, people didn't understand, the wide population, most people didn't understand that you used voice chat in a video game to talk to each other.
Actually, that was a really bizarre concept.
So like the first question was like, what, we're just typing to each other? And we're like, well, you could, you know, but we also had this voice program. Yeah. And after we explained to them that you could talk to someone in a video game, they're just like, oh, okay, you know, they kind of, the gears start turning.
We get a lot of side eyes.
Yeah, still a lot of side eyes.
Nowadays
everybody's heard it. It was just like more of a mental connection than it was anything else. And honestly, I credit World of Warcraft for that because of not only this relationship, but some of the best friends I've met through WoW, and it was just through chat, through conversation.
When you raid together, especially the way we raided, you know, if someone makes a mistake, like something goes wrong, we do immediate triage. What happened? How do we fix it? Let's do it again. And you take that form of troubleshooting and you apply it to a relationship, like we don't fight much at all.
Raids themselves are like very trying, or they were very trying on a person or a group of people. So if you've already experienced something like that together, you know you at the very least, work well together in a difficult situation.
What do you think about World of Warcraft, considering for some people it brings them immense entertainment, but for you guys it's perhaps the most significant part of your entire life?
So most significant parts as well as other parts. Connecting with old friends, you're able to keep in contact with friends you knew since you were like 5 years old.
Right.
I've met a significant number of friends in my life just through WoW. So it's more like a life-changing thing. And the way we don't currently play anymore.
Not today.
But I still like feel the life-changing events from it. But like going to BlizzCon and seeing how many people are changed by this game. Like think about it. It's been 10 years. So this has been like an integral part of millions of people's lives for 10 years. That's huge.